start, there's a few things that I want to check in on, okay? So if you want to download today's session handout, you can do so by clicking the icon at the bottom of your screen. If you need to adjust your volume throughout the session, you can also do this by clicking on the left side of your screen. Okay, so I am so excited about today's session. I want to welcome you to something that I'm very, very passionate about, and that's moving to Mobilize for health and recovery. So there's a few things that I want to start with before we begin. Please make sure there's nothing obstructing your movement space. Second thing is, I actually want you to go barefoot. Yes. Okay, so please take off your shoes and socks. There are 4 layers of muscles within your feet, 7,000 nerve endings, and we really want to make sure that we get back that sensory feedback. Okay, cool. All right, all well and good? Let's do this. So today we're going to be looking at what a mobilization is. Okay, what a mobilization will look like, and how we can mobilize, how we can use it for our own health and our recovery. So, what is a mobilization? It's a full body pre-screening that you guys can do daily by simply moving your joints and your body parts through a full range of motion. But it's moving with an intensity that allows you to do so without feeling any discomfort. In fact, the more that you move your joints and your body parts, it will make them feel better. You should always be able to do a specific number of repetitions and still feel like you can do more. This isn't about demonstrating maximum effort, okay? So, how would you use a mobilization for your recovery? Well, it's about moving with intention. Any movement that you do, it's led by intention. It depends on the task in hand or the goal. It will determine on how you're going to move. Our intention today is recovery, so we're going to do exactly that. So that means we want to move slow and controlled through our ranges of motion, but also be present as we move. This is really, really important. Because being present allows you to check in on your current body's state, how it feels. So then it becomes your self-assessment for recovery. So as we go through our mobilization together today, I want you to check in on how your body is feeling. Okay? Does it feel good? Then that's great. Keep moving. Does it feel funky? Well, that's a signal that we need to notice it. Okay, but we still keep moving. There are far too many benefits from moving our joints and our body parts for us not to move. Okay, now, if certain body parts feel a little bit funky, there are a couple of things that we can do. Okay, we can move with a smaller range of motion. You could do less repetitions, and you could do more frequency throughout the day. Remember that movement is medicine. It gets rid of all those toxins in your body, okay? And it flushes all those good nutrients where they need to go. So by getting rid of this toxic inflammation in your body, you can then heal and recover faster and do all of the sessions and teach our Strong Nation classes like you guys want to, okay? So, what would a mobilization look like? Well, we're going to experience it today. But generally, it would look like just moving in different planes of motion. We know our sagittal plane, so generally moving forward and back. Okay? Our frontal plane, which is side to side. And our transverse plane, which is everything in between. So we want to incorporate all of those things. All right? But it's also moving into different lines of tension as well. So just for an example, sometimes when you stretch, you might reach up and you go, oh, actually, I want to go this way and this way. So sometimes you need to communicate with what your body is telling you and listen. Okay, so that means that sometimes it's not going to be a perfect position, and that's okay. So without further ado, team, we're going to do what we love to do. We're going to move, we're going to mobilize, and we're going to recover. Sound good? Are you excited? I'm super excited. So I am going to play some music just for the background noise. Okay, so I'm going to place that on for you guys now. Get yourselves into position. Enjoy moving, guys. Bear with me a second. Here we go. Remember, move slow and controlled. Here we go. All right, team. So please place your feet underneath your hips. Shoulders are down. Let's get our focus. So remember what our intention is today is to move slow and controlled and be present as you move. So we're going to start with some simple neck circles. So to begin with, I want you guys to drop your chin towards your chest. Then very lightly, you're going to draw a half a circle so your ear is touching your shoulder. Very gently, you're going to lengthen out through the crown of your head and start to complete that circle to the back. We're going to take it over onto the opposite side so that your ear is now facing the opposite shoulder, and then draw that chin all the way back down so we're in our starting position. Now we're going to do 2 more passes through. As you pass through this range of motion, you might feel some sticking. If you're experiencing any pinching, please make the range of motion smaller. And I want you to move like you're passing through water, so we're gently creating some tension. Not too much, let's say 15-20%. Good, really nice. Let's do 1 more pass. Really nice, team. Okay, hold that chin in place. We're going to go in the opposite way. Drop in that chin. Ear is now on your shoulder. Keep the opposite hand pulling down. Pull behind you. You might notice that you start with a smaller range of motion, and with each repetition, you'll notice that your movement gets better, so your range of motion improves. This is what we want. This is how we communicate. We're communicating with our nervous system, telling them that, hey, it's okay to move into these ranges. And we've got our last one. Beautiful. Okay, team, just relax here. Okay, so from here now, we're going to go into our shoulder circles. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to stand with your feet firmly planted in the floor. Now the thumb is going to face forward. Let's make a fist with this hand. You're going to drive the thumb towards me. Again, have that intention like you're passing through water. Let's keep 15 to 20%. Lead all the way up. Nice, slow, and controlled. You're going to take it directly above your head. From here, you're going to externally rotate the hand out. So now the palm of the hand is facing away. Now leading with your little finger, you're going to lengthen behind you. Still passing through water, 15-20%. Reaching behind you. You want to keep the rib cage down and facing towards me. And then you're going to internally rotate. So now the palm of the hand should be facing away. And then we're going to reverse the circle again. So you're leading with the thumb, pass behind. Rotate outwards again. So we're coming back, just reversing that movement pattern that we just did. Driving the shoulder all the way up. And completing that full pass. So now the palm of the hand is facing inwards. We're going to do 2 more reps of these, guys. So if you're noticing that your shoulder feels funky, which most of shoulders do, it's okay. Just make it smaller. So you might find here that your hand might come out to the side. That's okay, but it's a sign that you need to do this more. Internally rotate and pull it in. Let's reverse. Breathe. We have one more pass. Nice job, team. And reverse, last one. Excellent. Now let's change sides. So let's make a fist with this hand. So now we know the thumb is going to lead the way, passing through water. Just checking in 15, 20%. Lengthening through your fingertips the whole time. Externally rotate. So now the palm is facing away from you. Lengthening with that little finger. Reach behind you as much as you can. I don't want you to turn though. Keep your chest facing me. Keep the rib cage down. But relaxed, not forced. Let's reverse. Breathe. So sometimes I'm gonna go quiet because I want you to check in. Turn the hand out. Maybe you can reach behind and fight for a little bit more range. Remember, we're communicating. We're now letting our shoulder joints know that, hey, it's okay to actually be a shoulder joint. Good, one more, team. It's amazing what simple circles can do. We have a lot of nice movements for you guys to enjoy today. Or I hope you enjoy. Okay, good job. Okay, just shake it out. So now what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna do some arm circles, okay? So you need to be a little bit more relaxed, okay? The arm is just gonna circle all the way behind. You wanna dissociate from the joint. Nice, soft knees. Nice and slow. We can change to different paces with this, but we're just gonna keep it light today. All the way behind. You might feel a funny sensation through your arm. Good. Let's reverse it. Start slow. And just let's build a little bit of tempo up. Anyone got a quivery lip? Sometimes when you do this type of stuff, your lip starts to quiver, right? Or maybe I sound crazy, I don't know. Okay, and relax. We're gonna change sides. Okay, so nice and soft. Leading with the opposite hand. Start making that nice big circle. You still want to use that full range of motion that we just opened. Good. Okay, let's pick up the pace a little. Nice soft knees. Let that tension go through the arm. So we're creating some empty space. Yes. Okay, slow down. Let's reverse. Pick up that tempo a little bit. Beautiful. Really, really nice. You might notice your heart rate starts to increase. Okay, and relax. Shake that out. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have nice soft knees. We're gonna do half a rotation with our arm swings. So the arms are gonna come up into the center. So if I show you side on, you'll just lift, half a rotation, pause here. You can rotate as you need to, okay? So I'm pulling and pushing here in the center, then we come back to our original position, and we're gonna go the opposite way. Pull and push, and down, and down. Nice. Good. Keep going. Pause. You can go at your own pace. Just on the pause, 1, 2, and down. Really bend the knees. Nice and soft. Exhale out. Good. Let's pick up the pace a little. Now, I have a little challenge for you guys. A cognitive challenge. You're gonna have to think a little. okay? So from here, we're gonna come all the way up into the middle and take it all the way out. So we bend, we pass through, rotation 1, we meet in the middle, rotate to the other side, bend, we rotate, center, and then we try to speed it up. So we put each section together. How we doing? We look good, team. If you're messing up, it's okay too. That's the whole point. Okay, you gotta figure it out sometimes. Okay, pause. Now we're gonna go the opposite way. Yes, exactly. Turn. Nice and slow to start with. So we've got the turn, the drop, side, center. Turn, drop, side. Good. Now go in your own time. You should feel that rotation through the spine as well. Good. And relax. Did you enjoy that one? Yes, you did. I know you did. Okay, so now team, we're actually going to move on to more of our spinal work. It's so important to be able to segmentate your spine. And the majority of us do not do that. There's always going to be a section that doesn't quite work as well as we would like, myself included. Okay, but we can strive for this. And it's the center to everything. It's our nervous system. So we need to make sure it works. So we're going to start with some roll downs. You're going to start with your chin. I'll show you side on. Dropping towards your chest. And I really want you to keep that connection there. Don't come out of it so that any other body part moves. Okay, so let's drop our chin to our chest. Then your shoulders will start to roll down. Have your hands on the front part of your thigh. And gently begin to reach down to the top part of your knee. Keep your chin in, hold here. And then peel up from the base of your spine. Peel, peel. Try to segmentate each spine on top of each other. Each vertebra, not spine. And stand nice and tall. Let's do that 3 more times. Increasing the ranges of motion. Chin to chest. Roll the shoulders forward. Start to flex the spine as you reach down. Go a little bit further past the knees. Keep the chin in. Inhale, roll up. Remember, from the base of the spine, each vertebra should stack on top of each other. We have 2 more. Reach it down towards the ankles now, then peeling up through the base of the spine. Good. We have 1 more. Breathe. So right now we're saying, hey spine, I want to communicate with you. What do you want me to do today? Or how can I love you today? Good. And we're going to continue this motion and we're going to add a deep squat. So drop the chin, roll the shoulders, go through each checkpoint. Peel. Go as slow as you need to. It doesn't need to be a quick movement. It's not the point. Now begin to pull your bum towards your heels. Create tension here. Don't just flop down. If you can get your hands on the floor, then that's amazing. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to reverse. So we're going to push the hips back first. Let your head go heavy. So you're going to look between your knees. And then you're going to peel up from the base of the spine. Imagine those vertebrae stacking on top of each other. Visualization is a powerful thing. Head is the last thing to come up, and we will repeat 3 more times. Peeling down shoulders, flexing the spine, reaching all the way down to the floor. Place your hands down if you can. Now begin to pull your bum towards your heels. You should feel like your hamstrings are lighting up, so they're working. Sit tall, pull the shoulder blades back. Now let's reverse. Pushing the hips, they initiate the move. Head goes heavy, look between your legs. Remember the base of the spine? Peel from here. And again, I'm gonna go quiet, team. We're gonna go with one more. I'm not looking for perfect movement today. I just want you to move. In fact, I don't believe there's such thing as a perfect move. Good. Stand nice and tall. Good. How does that feel? Nice, right? So now we're actually going to move on to what we call windmills. Okay, you're probably used to this movement, but we can use it to mobilize as well. So what we're going to do to start with is you're actually going to turn your hips to the corner. So just as if we were preparing for our kicks, okay? The feet are going to face the opposite way. Now the back of the hand here, I want you to keep it on the side of the inside of your leg, of your thigh. Opposite hand is going to be up. Now what's really important here is how we initiate the move and the tension that we create through the move as well. So we're going to initiate with the hip. So just watch me for a second. I'm going to push with the hip. This hand is going to lead all the way down, but I still want to pull up towards the ceiling at the same time. Okay, so let's try this. We're all in place. Checkpoints. Hips facing the wall, back of the hand on the inside of the thigh, and we're reaching up through our fingertips. Inhale, deep exhale, and start to initiate with that hip to the side. Nice and slow. Gently reaching down towards the floor, but you still want to keep reaching those fingertips to the ceiling. Now, if your hand can touch the floor, then please do so. If it doesn't, please don't worry. Just go where's comfortable. Now, to come back up, initiate the hip again. So pull and lift your fingers to the ceiling. We come back to our original setup position, and we're going to do 3 more. So push, reach. We're pulling in 2 directions. You can look up towards the ceiling. And again, you can place your hand on the floor. Pause for a second. Breathe. Pull with the hip. Pull with the hand. Come all the way up. We got 2 more. So as you're going through these movements, are you noticing how your body feels? If I'm being honest, my body feels pretty good today. But I pretty much do all this stuff every day anyway. And I spent quite a bit of time last night before I went to bed, making sure that when I went to sleep, I could recover really well. We know that sleep is important. Okay, relax. So we're going to come to the center. We're going to do exactly the same on the opposite side. So let's do our setup. Hips facing the wall. One hand is up, opposite hand, the back of the hand on the inside of the thigh. You're going to push the hip, initiating with the hip, that's good. Reaching all the way down. Now you might only get here, that's fine. Just hold this position. So it's a slight isometric hold. If not, you go all the way to the floor. Reach up. Now pull with the hip and the hand together. So they initiate the lift. Breathe in without, throughout. And again. 2 more. So I'm gonna go nice and quiet for you to enjoy your movement. Good job. Good. When you finish that last rep, just face me. How do we feel? Already it's so much better, right? You can already see that movement is medicine. All right, so we're gonna move on to our knees, okay? Be careful here. If this is uncomfortable for you, keep the range of motion really small, okay? Mine is gonna be a little bit bigger to maybe what's normal, okay? But don't feel you have to do what I do, okay? So from here, your feet are sitting underneath your hips, same as normal. You're gonna drive your knees inwards, so they're gonna kiss, okay? Then you're gonna push your knees towards your big toe, okay? Then you're gonna drive your knees out, creating a circle. So now you're gonna be transferring your weight on the outside of your foot, and then it's gonna push your hips back, so your weight's gonna be in the heel of the foot, and then we come back to our original position. Now guys, some of you might not even get your knees together. If not, just go what you need to do, okay? That's perfectly fine. If you're here, you can totally do it like this, that's fine. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna do 4 repetitions, okay? Maybe with each repetition, again, try to increase that range of motion. This is communicating with your nervous system, with your joints, with your body parts, to say, hey, it's okay to move into these ranges. It will listen, okay? There's also a mental communication happening here, because sometimes you're like, oh, I can't do that. And I don't want you to feel like that today. So, knees together. Driving the knees forwards. Notice how they feel. Now start to pull outwards. We're creating tension still, so still pushing through water on the outside of your feet as you push your hips back. Weight in the heels. We start to internally rotate slightly, kiss the knees together. We have 3 more passes. Oh yes. So we have ankle health, knee health, hip health. Good. This might feel funny for some of you. This is Joao's favorite dance move. Don't tell him I told you. Nice. Okay, hold this position. We're gonna start to reverse. So you're gonna push your hips back. You're gonna push onto the heels. Then on the outside of the feet again, out onto the little toe, each little toe forwards, all the way in and push back. We have 3 more. Slow and controlled. 15%, 20% of pushing through water. Not too much tension. Let's go with 1 more. Good, and relax. Okay, shake it out. We like that one. I can feel it. Okay, so team, we're now gonna move on and we're gonna do some knee bends, okay? A lot of ankle, foot, and knee resiliency gonna happen here. So do your best. The feet are so super important. They're our foundations to so much, okay? So from here, I'm gonna show you first, okay? So look this way. What we are gonna do is we're gonna elevate onto the ball of our feet. So like this, okay? So you want your foot to come all the way up. Make sure that you spread onto all your toes. We don't wanna come out this way. So when we rise, we don't want this to happen. Directly try to push up onto your big toe, okay? So from here, we're gonna come up. So you'll do a rise. Then you're gonna start to bend the knees. You'll push the knees forwards, over the toes as you gently sit back, keeping that weight in the center. Now I don't relax into this point. I still want more big toe extension. Then I push through the feet again as I come all the way up, stability, squeezing the glutes at the top, and then eccentrically lower out of my calf raise. Thank you. Okay, are we ready to do it? We're gonna go for 4 repetitions. So don't worry about being in time with me. We're gonna do 4 repetitions and then we're gonna move on. So let's get focused. I'm gonna stay side on. So find a point you can focus on. Find your internal balance. You're gonna rise onto the balls of your feet. Arms are gonna come up at the same time. Now start to bend your knees forwards over your big toe. Slightly sit back. Slow, don't rush it. Okay, final position. Push more onto that big toe. So we're really arching the foot. Now push through the floor as you come up, slowly. Don't rush it. Keep pushing. Rise, elevate, squeeze the glutes. Eccentrically lower. 3, 2, 1. Good. How was that? Let's do 2 more. Ready? So we come up. Please don't lean forward. Keep driving the weight in the opposite way. So we're counterbalancing. Good. Push up again. So this is amazing foot resiliency, right? You can feel it. Your foot might be burning. It's supposed to. Okay? We need strong feet. Let's go again. Breathe. Remember, one body part doesn't just work on its own. They work together. Last one. You can do this. Breathe. So I don't know if you came today expecting to be lying on the floor, doing lots of stretches. Stretching isn't mobilizing. It's a completely different thing. Good, and relax. Now there are differences between mobilizing, mobility, and stretching. But that's for another workshop. It goes quite deep, but you need to be strong and flexible in order to have mobility. Okay? So, moving on to our next section. Okay, we are now going to come down into a bear position, our favorite move. I love a bear position. All right, so show me your bears, team. All right, very nice. So I'm going to tweak them a little bit just to make sure. We can always improve, right? So hands are going to sit directly underneath your shoulders. I want you to spread your fingers and gently grip the floor. Now, your knee sits directly under your hip. Toes will be tucked under at the back, making sure there's just enough distance between your front arm and your back arm. What we're gonna do here are some pelvic tilts, okay? So from here, please know when I say pelvic tilt, we're not doing a cat-cow, so we're not gonna be moving the thoracic spine. So I don't want it to look like this, okay? It's the bottom part. Okay, if I come a little bit closer, we want to move this section here only. Isolate it. So, with me, gently lift your bum up towards the ceiling. Now, very gently, begin to tilt it and tuck it under. So if you had a tail, you are now tucking your tail underneath your legs or between your legs. We're going to go for 4 more. Begin to peel, lengthen the base of your spine away as you drop your belly button towards the floor. So a slight arch in the bottom part of the spine. Now tuck under. Yes, tuck the tail between your legs. And reverse. 2 more. Breathe. Sometimes this movement can look so simple, but can actually be very challenging, especially when it comes to isolating. And actually isolating the spine is one of the most hardest things to do, but one of the most needed things. Okay, relax. So from here now we're going to work on our scapula, so our shoulder blades. So I'm just staying in position for now. So what I want you to do is drop your chest towards the floor as you squeeze your shoulder blades together without bending your arms. Keep your arms straight. Now push your hands into the floor and slightly protract. So you're slightly rounding up the top part of your spine now. Chest towards the floor. And reverse. Push. Good. Let's go for 2 more. So a strong scapula is important for shoulder health. Good, and your last one. Good. Okay, so let's find the mid-ground between this section and this section. So we don't want to be too tight. There's a time to have full tension, and it's not for this, because sometimes you have full tension and then you can't move, okay? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to do a staggered downward dog with our bear. So you're going to lift your knees off the floor, just enough for a piece of paper to fit under. So that doesn't mean bums in the air like this. We keep it nice and low. You're pushing your hands in the floor. We've activated our scapula. You've got a slight tilt. Then you're going to step forward with your right hand and right foot. They lift and land together. Then you're going to push your heels down towards the floor as you lift your hips up to the ceiling and hold. One arm will be bent. Now, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to come down, but I want you to slow and control the movement to the floor. Then you're going to lift the hand and leg together and step in. Then we change sides. Lift, step, push back. Hold and breathe. You might find a line of tension you want to move into. And come back, slow and controlled. Push the hand in the floor as you come back to the center. And keep alternating sides. I'm going to go quiet so you can enjoy your move. I'd like you to do 1 more each side, please, team. Okay, when you come back to the center, drop your knees to the floor. Good job, well done. Okay, so now we're gonna move in to a runner's lunge position. Okay, you're gonna drop your elbow towards the floor, and then you're gonna reach your hand up towards the ceiling. And then you're gonna step into your squat, and we're gonna do the other side. So you can join in with me now. Runner's lunge. So make sure your knee is 90 degrees. Lengthen that back leg away. Now, I want you to fire up the front part of your thighs, so your quads, okay? Activate and squeeze the glutes. So we're not just hanging in this position. Squeeze, okay? Then from here, you're going to lift your hand up to the ceiling. If you want to, open up slightly. Bring it all the way down. Come into your squat. Pull your bum towards your heels. Fight for it. Change legs. Hand, elbow down. Then reach up now. Open up. Breathe. Squat. Pull your bum towards your heels. Step back, elbow down. Keep lengthening that back leg away. Always squeezing the glute. Exhale. Last one, team. Okay, please stay here. You're gonna drop your back knee towards the floor. And you're gonna shift this knee forward as you think about driving your hip flexor towards the floor. You need to squeeze the glute, then curl up the leg, hold. 1, 2, place down, come back into your squat. Let's change sides. Step, hold. Drop the knee down. Pull that hip towards the floor. Now, leg curl. It might slightly cramp. Enjoy the cramp, as my husband would say. Pull down. So cramping is a sign of weakness. Drop that knee down. Pull forward. Leg curl. Can you get your heel towards your bum? Squeeze. Lengthen out. Lengthen the leg away. Pull into your squat. Step back. Knee down. Pull that hip flexor. Come on, pull some more. Squeeze the glute. Curl the leg up. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Step back. Good. Okay, come into your squat position. Nice. Step back. Last one, team. And you get to lie down on the floor. Yay. Good, and relax. Okay, come back. Lie yourself on the floor. Oh, yes. This is more like it, right? You might not think so. Know what we're going to do. So, what we are actually going to do, so you might want to sit up so you can see. If I do it standing up, you are going to do a hip extension, a leg curl, and you're going to come into external rotation, the leg at the side. Then you're going to lower the leg down. So we lay on the floor. Then we're going to abduct. Boom. Then we're going to take it back through that plane of motion we just did into our leg curl and hip extension and release down. So guys, we do a lot of kicks in Strong Nation. We need healthy hips. We need hip mobility. This is going to assess your hips right now. So be honest with yourself. Now, if it feels funky, it's okay. Just make it smaller. It might feel a little bit challenging, but this is how we create the change. We need to change our biology, okay? So here we go. Lie down on the floor. So your hands will be beside your chest. Now the goal here is not to lean. You got to keep both of your all of your chest on the floor, okay? So from here, let's start with your right leg. You're going to curl your leg up, so we're in a leg curl. Then you're going to come into hip extension. Okay, so that means squeezing the glute and lifting it without using your back, lower back. Then we're going to lift the knee round towards the side, slow, without taking your chest off the floor, because obviously then we would be cheating our ranges of motion. And then lower your leg down. Okay? Bit of a toughie, right? So now we're going to reverse it. So you're going to come into abduction. Start to drive the knee round into your leg curl, hip extension, release and lower. Let's alternate. Okay, so opposite side, left leg, we curl. Hip extension. Drive the knee round, it's coming up towards your armpit. Keep both of your chests on the floor, lower the leg down. Take a breath, breathe in, lift. Hold your breath. Leg curl out. We're going to do one more on each side. Ready? Leg curl. Hip extension. Squeeze the glute. Drive the knee round. Slowly lower. And let's reverse. I actually feel my hips warming up now. Do you feel it? Breathe in. Hold that breath. Lift. Exhale. And lower. Nice job. Push back to child's pose. Just hold there for a second. Take a breath. You're doing a great job, team. We've got our final exercise coming up. So, let's do it. So we're going to do some crabs. 3 variations of crabs. I want you to stick with the variation that you feel comfortable with, okay? But I wanted to offer 3 variations because we have people who are going to be very flexible and want to be challenged and maybe want to develop the strength as well, okay? And it's also going to be an assessment to see how mobile you are. So here we go. Hands are going to face away. So when we're here, we don't just want to sit on the joint, okay? What we need to do is we need to push our hands into the floor and squeeze the shoulder blades together so we actually open the chest, okay? Now from here, we're going to drive the hips up to the ceiling. So you're going to start to push through the feet as you drive the hips up to the ceiling. You're going to hold here. Now don't just hold here, I want more, yeah? You're going to squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze those glutes. Inhale from there, deep exhale, and slowly come back down. You should feel like your hamstrings and glutes are lighting up, so you'll feel them working. We're gonna go for 3 more. Okay, checkpoints. Lift. With each repetition, I want you to fight for more range. You might be stuck here. Okay, just think about it. Squeeze the glutes more. Open up, squeeze the shoulder blades, and come back down. Now, I know some of you might even be feeling it in the wrists right now. So the assessment is also the fix. You need to do more frequency of things like this. Let's go for 1 more. And slowly come back down. Excellent. So your next move, we're going to add a rotation. You're going to come onto a single arm. So what will happen is arm will come by your side. You're going to drive the hip up, rotating and looking down towards the hand. We're pushing through this hand that's connected on the floor. The arm is nice and straight. Then we pull the hips back down, and then we're going to change sides. So set up first, rotate. So your hand is on the hip. Start to look down to the floor. Push your hand through the floor, your feet, and lift the hips. Create that rotation through the spine. So you want to push and pull in 2 directions. And slowly lower. I'm going to do 1 more each side. And then I'm going to give you another variation. Now guys, if you can't do this, just stick with the original one we did. Okay? Remember to hold at the top, count for 2 seconds, and then gently pull in back into your original position. Let's change sides. Hold that breath at the top. Pull down. Good, and back. Okay, so your next one, we're going to try this together. So you have 2 options that we've done so far. Choose your option. If you need to stay here, that's fine. If you want to stay with this variation, that's fine. So to start, we're going to do the same thing that we just did on the second variation. So we're going to rotate. Start to lift the heels up towards your hips, towards the ceiling. Now this hand that's on your side, start to drive it around. You might only be able to hold here. We're looking down towards the floor. If you can, maybe you might be able to open up towards the ceiling. I'm pushing through my heels and my feet. I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm reaching in the opposite direction. And then begin to bring it back round. How was that? I like that one. Yeah? Okay, let's try. Remember your variations. Choose what you need to do. Please do not force into any ranges. We're on the shoulder joint. It's a delicate joint. So let's go. Let's try the other side. Rotate. Lift up. Start to let that arm come around the side. If you can open up and hold. Push your hand through the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Reach with the opposite hand. And then reverse. Good. We're going to go for one more on each side. We need this type of movement because we work anterior all the time. So that means we're in planks, doing all kinds of stuff on the floor, facing the floor. So we need to balance that out. It can get quite tight. Or if you're at a laptop all day, open up, reach. Good. And relax. Okay, team, from here, just pull your feet in towards your bum. I want you to give yourself a big hug. Drop your chin towards your chest. Just hold it there for a second. You can rock side to side. Good. Just take a couple of deep breaths. We're actually going to move on to some breathing. I hope you've enjoyed the movement part so far. Maybe it was new and interesting to you. It's good to learn new ways to move. Okay, always be open-minded. So, let's breathe. Okay? So the goal for our breath work today is to feel in a calmer state. So I want us to be in that parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? I don't want us to feel any anxiety whatsoever. And obviously, we've all been having a lot of stresses from different uncontrollable circumstances at the moment. So I want us to breathe, okay? What we're going to do is you're going to breathe in for a count of 5. You're going to hold for a count of 5. A deep exhale for a count of 5. And I still want you to hold on the breath out for a count of 5. It's usually on the breath out that you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't breathe. It's like you get a breath hunger, okay? And you're like, I want you to try to fight for it. Okay, breathe in is an internal mobilization, and it has so many wonderful benefits as well. Okay, mentally, and even for us as fitness professionals, or even if you just do it for fun, it's going to improve your fitness capacity also. Okay, so breath work is really important. All right, so we're gonna breathe in for a count of 5. So relax yourself. Team, if you want to lie down at this point, you can also lie down. That's perfectly fine, okay? So let's take an inhale. You're going to breathe in. 1. Oh, one before I start. Stop. Sorry. I only want you to breathe through the nose, okay? So we're nasal breathing. This is what strengthens the diaphragm. So no mouth breathing today, okay? The nose is for breathing. The mouth is for eating, okay? So here we go. So let's breathe in for a count of 5. Ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold this breath. Fight for that breath out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. All through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold that breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Last one. Let's go. Exhale. and hold. 2, 1, and relax. Good. Inhale for me. Exhale. Now relax it out. Don't force it. Breathe in. Let's go for 2 more. Breathe in. Last one. And relax. Just pause for a minute. You can keep your eyes closed. If you lay down, lay down on the floor. Just have a moment with your own intentions. Quiet space. I'm going to go quiet for a second. Take nice and controlled breaths. Think about what it is you might want to do. Not always what you want to achieve. Maybe, can you be a nice person? Might sound so cheesy, but that would be nice. It's nice to be nice. How could you empower yourself more? Fill up yourself more, protect yourself more. We're constantly being drained in different forms. Okay, team, so when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. If you are lying down, please come to a seated position. Take your time for a minute. Sometimes when we oxygenate, obviously it can make us a little bit dizzy, so please take your time. Take water if you need to. So just want to finish with some final thoughts, okay? From an instructor to all my fellow instructors, okay? We're constantly putting so much physical stress on our bodies. It's so important for us to make sure that we have a recovery protocol in place, because how are you going to expect to deliver to the high standards that one you expect of yourself? Okay, how do you expect your body just to perform? Go. It's not going to happen. It will do it to a certain point, and then you'll be like, what is wrong with me? You'll start to question yourself. It's like your mobile phone. When the battery runs low, you need to recharge it. It's the same with your body. You need to fill up and you need to recover smart. It's something I've done for such a long time. I'm so passionate about this subject, okay? Please make checking in such a good offer, you can't refuse it, okay? Learn to know your body. Get to know it. Listen to it when it speaks to you. This is what we don't do. We always go, oh, no, it's okay. It's all right. I'll just keep going and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, okay? We need to slow down. You need to take the time to do it. So guys, I'm asking you, as of today was day 1, moving forwards, is to continue with your own recovery protocol that enables you to have a happy, healthy working lifestyle that enables longevity. So much encompasses longevity. It's not just one thing, okay? But we can start here. We can start using movement as medicine, okay? I have so many things I could share with you guys, but we don't have the time, all right? So I hope you enjoyed today's session, okay? I hope you learned something new. I hope it's maybe changed your mind thought on the different things you can do. Sometimes there's no special movements, but I wanted to give you my perspective on the type of stuff that I personally do, okay? So we are going to move into a Q&A. You guys have been asking some questions. So let's see what questions you guys have got for me. Okay, I'm going to take a drink. Hang on one second. Doesn't the time go so fast? Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, in the exercise for the ankle, knee, and hip health, what can I do to stop my feet from turning out 45-degree angle when I roll forward into a deep squat? So this can be a number of different things, okay? So if your feet are rolling out, it could be that your hips are too tight. So you might have to work on your hip mobility. It's very, very difficult for me to give a one answer fits all because I can't assess you personally. But generally, rule of thumb, that's what that would be, okay? What are the differences between, I knew somebody was going to ask me this question. Okay, so what is the differences between mobilizing, mobility, and stretching? If I'm totally honest with you guys, we do not have the time to go through everything. But in a nutshell, mobility is having the strength and flexibility of your ranges of motion. So you have usable ranges of motion, okay? Stretching is a passive input. It means that once you stretch, your muscles return to its original state, okay? And it feels nice, okay? It doesn't change anything. Doing more flexibility work isn't going to make you more flexible, okay? Mobilizing is an expression of your mobility, okay? So we did that today. I have quite an okay level. I'd like more, okay? Levels of mobility. I'm strong in all of my ranges, okay? I fight for more, but sometimes we think we're more mobile than what we actually are. So sometimes mobility becomes a buzzword and people are saying, I'm doing mobility classes, but what do you mean by that? Okay, you need to be specific. Are you doing mobility and stretching? Are you doing mobility and doing a specialized form of strength training, which is what I do a lot of? You'll see on my Instagram feed, okay? We run courses in this type of thing. So I hope that helps, okay? But mobility is being strong and flexible together, all right? Ballet dancers are a good example of this. They are flexible, but they are very strong in their end ranges, okay? I hope that helps. Excellent question. If you want to know more, ask. Okay, so some of the movements are challenging for people with knee issues. Do you have any advice for modifications? So, yeah, knee issues are a huge problem because we don't bend our knees enough. So we're constantly in a 90-degree ankle because we sit at desks all day, okay? And then we'll go and we'll sit on the train and we'll go to work or we'll drive in our car. So the knee loses its ranges of motion. You should be able to flex and extend your knee, okay? And we don't have that. So this is why it feels like it doesn't want to move, okay? It's important to encourage it over time. Biology takes time to change. It's not going to happen instantly. I know I gave you some challenging moves today, but I wanted to do that because I wanted you to see what you can do, okay? I'm going to set my husband as an example, but he has had several knee operations. He can move his knee into different positions. Obviously, he has to do these things carefully, but don't tell yourself that you can't do it, okay? Again, as I mentioned earlier, we mentally say to ourselves, but my knee can't do that, or I can't do that. I've had people come to classes. We've had people come to Strong Nation classes and say the same, but I can't do that. And then the next minute they're doing it. So I encourage you to start small and then gradually get bigger, okay? Like I mentioned, we can do smaller ranges of motion, less repetitions, but keep doing it frequently without the day. That way you're communicating with your biology to say, hey, you can bend your knees more. It's okay to go out of these different ranges. Okay, we constantly train in a shortened range of motion, and that doesn't equal knee health or any joint health for that matter. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope you understand, and I hope it encourages you. But it's okay to start small and gradually improve. All right, okay, let's see what else we got. These are really good questions, team. I love the way you call us team. It makes us feel connected. Do you have any other tips for how we can engage with our students in our virtual classes? Yeah. We are a team though, right? Okay, we are a one nation now. Okay, we've always have been. Okay. I think for me, what I have done, especially with my community groups, is I like to have a good conversation with them. So when they come in via Zoom, I'm like, hey team, let's talk to each other. And sometimes I even let them talk amongst each other. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back in a second, and they chat away, and it makes them feel they still have that little bit of normality of what we're kind of missing, all right? But don't do what I do, choose you, be you, because at the end of the day, that's what the instructors are coming for. They're coming for you, all right? Use the word team. I love that word. I think it's a great way to address people. And I think it empowers your group, all right? So thank you so much for that. Okay. This has been amazing. How often should we be doing this every week? Every single day. So my advice, great question. Yes. All right. So see, I told you I'm super passionate about this stuff. Okay. So when it comes to moving, there's not a required dose. This is why today the aim was for you guys to feel how we can mobilize and check in. Because I think we're actually scared of moving and checking in. It feels a bit strange. It's kind of the unknown. Am I doing it right? No, don't think like that. Just start moving. Okay, you don't even have to do half of the stuff that we did today. Just generally start moving. When you start moving, you'll probably be like, oh my God, yeah, I want to go into this position and move. You'll find yourself, it'll look quite contemporary. Okay, and that's okay as well. And if you have set stretches or anything that you want to do, that's fine. But what I suggest is you start with 5 minutes in the morning. It has so many benefits, from starting your day, improving your move, setting your intentions, you communicated with your body. And then as well, it's like, if you feel good, you're like, I'm going to train today and I'm going to do my leg workout, for example. Yeah? Or, I feel a bit fatigued today. Maybe I shouldn't do my leg workout today. So you're listening to your body, and maybe the next day you would feel better because you actually nourished yourself. So I suggest 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Okay? This is going to put you into that parasympathetic state so that you can recover well as you're sleeping. All of this doesn't matter without sleep, guys. We need to make sleep the priority. Okay? These 5 minutes might turn into 10 minutes, to 30 minutes, to an hour if you have the time, okay? And you just go with it. I want you to do this every single day. Now, please don't worry if it doesn't happen. It might look like I did 5 minutes in the morning today, but I didn't do it at night. And then the next day, you didn't do it in the morning, but you did it in the evening. Okay, that's okay. We still are developing this movement habit, all right? But what I want you to do is think about trying to do it every day, but just don't miss twice, okay? Because then you'll miss 3 days, 4 days, and 5 days, and you won't be checking in on yourself, and then it'll be a month, and we don't want that to happen. We want to get that habit into place, all right? I hope that helps, okay? I hope I didn't waffle too much. All right, last question. Besides strengthening and improving mobility in our wrist with the crab, do you have any recommendations for those people with sore wrists? It's generally an adaptation, okay, from body weight training. When we do any form of body weight training, our ligaments, they take longer to adapt. It's a natural process. Gripping the floor is definitely going to help. Having scapular strength is definitely going to help. Because obviously you're going to be retracting or pushing, so you're going to be relieving the load on the joint, okay? So this is why I said to you earlier, any movements that you do, one body part doesn't do it on its own. It's like, take push-ups, for example. People say, I can't do push-ups because I don't have a strong upper body. But there's so many components that actually come into place with that. So, the whole posterior chain, the glutes, it's all working together as one to achieve that one push-up. And it's the same with holding in place. But it will take time, and it does happen. So one good thing is to make sure that you do like wrist circles, so we can internally rotate, take them out into circles. Some other things that you can do is maybe do hands on the floor so you can stretch out the wrist, because a lot of the time if we're holding mobile phones or we're at typewriters, we lose the flexion and extension of the hands, okay? So take your wrist through their own stretches, yeah? Circles, move your thumbs and fingers and all sorts, okay? Get experimental, but not too crazy, okay? So team, I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Please give me your feedback. I'm actually going to go on to my Instagram live now because I actually want to see you all. I want to hear your thoughts, any more questions that you have, because these were amazing questions, okay? So I'm going to go onto my Instagram live now. I hope you will join me. But thank you so much for being open-minded for my session today. And this was day 1. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Lots of love from me in Manchester. Well done, team.